Hello everybody and welcome back to Toons Reviews. If you are not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. It is your way of being able to help out this channel for free. So go ahead and hit that notification bell so you can see when we have new content that we're pushing out to you all, because we are pushing out multiple videos a week now. Thank you all so much for being here with me yet again. I hope you're all well, happy, and safe. I know that this last year and a half, almost 2 years, has been absolutely crazy, but it's the little things that we hopefully find that help bring us joy. And for me, one of those things is perfume. So let's talk about 3 fragrances that I loved right when I smelled them for the first time. Number 1 is a fragrance from Slumber House, which is one of my favorite houses of all time. It's top 5 material, probably top 3 material for me. Josh Lobb is a personal friend of mine. So he creates artisanal perfumery. It's obviously very difficult sometimes for people to obtain some of these fragrances. This fragrance that I'm about to talk about was pretty unattainable to me because when he first released it, it was supposed to be meant as a limited edition, and he really gave out no information whatsoever. It was a pretty ambiguous message that he left on Instagram. Basically said, good night, good night, good night. And if you already know what that message was, then you know what fragrance I'm talking about. This is Fern. Now, Fern to me is gorgeous. This fragrance is now a contender for one of my favorites from the house, if not my favorite. And it was pretty difficult for me to get a hold of this. Finally, Josh basically offered to let me purchase this from him. He has been known to be quite generous in the past. He's definitely helped me out with other bottles. And he and I have a wonderful dialogue that we've continued for about a year now. So thank you so much, Josh. I know you're not ever gonna watch this video, but thank you nonetheless. Fern to me is a wonderful resinous coconut, if that could make sense for you. It is basically, if you've ever smelled the fragrance Mitza by Dior, imagine this balmy, wonderful concoction of sweet woods and incense mixed with a almost chalky coconut shavings fragrance, and that's what you get here, and it's absolutely gorgeous. When I first tried this, because this was a blind buy, I sprayed it on and I just smiled. It's one of those where it's like, I don't regret whatsoever spending my money, and it is gonna be something that I think is 100% going to go, I'm gonna use this bottle very quickly. It's gonna be one of those ones where I'm like, Josh, I wish that you had 100 ml bottles available because this is just so good. So Fern is gonna be a fragrance that I'm gonna be wearing quite a bit in the fall and winter and potentially spring. And it's just so gorgeous. So if you're looking for that balmy, incensey, woody, coconut type fragrance, then I highly recommend Fern. The second fragrance that I fell in love with off of first testing or sniffing or sampling, whatever you want to call it, is Senyoko Migration de l'Arbre. And this is a wonderful, wonderful, unique spring and summer fragrance. This is just absolutely gorgeous. There are elements of like sea notes, and there's cedar wood and trees and florals, and there's delicious, delicious fruits in here as well. And this is one of those fragrances for me that's like unique and a little perplexing, but also very wearable. So if you're looking for a new potential spring or summer niche fragrance that just, you can tell the quality of this stuff and the care that went into creating this fragrance, I highly, highly recommend Senyoko as a brand as a whole. But this fragrance has been my favorite so far, and I absolutely adore this stuff. I think it is so uplifting and beautiful and pretty and gorgeous. And I absolutely cannot recommend this enough. Get your nose on it, it's stunning. And last but certainly not least is from BeauFort London. This is a house that when I tried Iron Duke, that was my first sample that I purchased when I was in Ohio, Cleveland with my fiance last year. I knew that I had to get my nose on every other fragrance available from this house, and to be very honest with you, there isn't a single one that I dislike, but this one is a strong contender for my favorite from the house. And for all of you out there that know how much of a gourmand lover I am, this should come as no surprise. This is called Lignum Vitae, and this is such a unique and gorgeous fragrance. It is basically a sea combination of like sea notes and woods on a ship mixed with lemon cookies. Like if lemon cookies were in a shipwreck and they were just floating in the ocean, this would be it. It is so gorgeous. I absolutely adore this. This is beautiful for the fall and the spring. And it's a gourmand that packs a punch, but also it's not venturing too much into the territory of unwearable niche. It's just an interesting concoction that's also incredibly likable for anyone out there. So if you love gourmand fragrances and you love unique gourmand fragrances, I highly recommend checking out Lignum Vitae from BeauFort London, because this stuff is exquisite. So this is my list for 3 fragrances that I loved based off of the initial smell, the initial spray, and I purchased the bottle immediately. So go ahead and check out all 3 fragrances. I'll leave links down below to where you can find them. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all soon. Bye, everybody.